Hello there, my friends. Today we are going to continue our long traversal to day 18 of my 30-day world. Now we will continue on to the question. That question is, what relics of the past shape the present? Now, yet again, I'm going to reinterpret the words of the thing rather than obeying the spirit of the question, because relics does not only mean weapons. I like to think of relics in terms of what kind of things are left over from the times before. And basically there is a shit ton of things in Talum that are just like that. The 5 Free Cities area in particular is littered with them. Now, I'm going to go back and do it better this time, but in my 30-second elevator pitch, I put forward that specifically the cities are built upon the desiccated ruins of their predecessors. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Talum, with its storms and its wars and its death and its murder and everything, there's a lot of change going around. People's names change a lot. People's worlds change a lot. All on the basis of, a very, very quick turns of events. And I really do believe that it's a very missed opportunity of sorts to simply say that it all gets wiped away and it's never seen again. As a result, all of the 5 Free Cities have some form of relic, remnant, ruin, something that just pox the land in certain areas. It's actually something of a joke amongst my players that they have spent more time in ruined barnyards than they have in inns. And that's actually going to be very much the case. Because people can live so far away from each other, bordering on the wilderness and stuff like that, communication is going to be very much out of sync. Ruins can occur very, very quickly. The very first place where the party met at a storm's commencement, in the moments before a storm was about to start, and they found an abandoned barn to hide out in. And they basically were able to discovering the storm hold underneath. And that's where the big thing is going to come in about ruins. Most of the ruins of Talum are actually subterranean. Storms come in and they wipe a lot of stuff away. Yes, there are stuff that stay together, but usually they're made out of stone, and stone is hard to work in Talum. It's very, very difficult to kind of build great big stuff out of stone. It's far easier to make a basis of stone with wood on top of it or some kind of other more pliable material. On the other hand, subterranean objects seem to be a bit more solid, seem to be a bit more capable of staying. As a result, they have actually found that it's far, far easier to find a stormhold that has more things in it than not. And this is why these are the dungeons of my world. I wanted to put these forward, these relics of the bygone, but the era could have been last time the storm came in. And I just wanted to have that be the case of, it's not some incredible far off time of, I don't know properly what's going on, whatever. No, I wanted them to have a feeling that the place they were going through was recently occupied, and maybe even presently occupied. And that's kind of what I was going for with it. Obvious signs of history, but no fixed down concept of it. I was going for the idea, the evocative image, rather than the fixed down knowledge. Thinking about it in another term, there is a section which isn't in any of the maps that exist right now, but used to exist before, of a section of the map of the 5 Free Cities, which was known as the Cleave. It's an area of the Sawtooth, of the Serra mountain range, which just looks odd. It doesn't obey any of the caste system-like rules of a geographical thing. It just looks like somebody has carved a section out of 3 castes that are lined up side by side. It looks as if somebody has taken an axe to it. What is it? Who did it? Why did it happen? No one really knows. In fact, it has conflicting origins according to the different party members, who at the time all knew history, but they all had different bases in their history. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with relics. Relics are supposed to be leftovers. Nobody is absolutely sure about anything. Now, how these relics are often used are not really as a utilitarian objective. It's not used as a kind of like, this is the sword that will strike down the infidels and stuff like that. Those are often attributed to people. What it is, however, used as is as symbolism of power. There is an area within the host palace of Hull which is called the Singing Rampart. Now, this has only come up in name in the game, and the player who had the power of knowing what the Singing Rampart could have been kind of left it to me. The Singing Rampart is pretty much this massive battlement area, which is a defensive mechanism from attacks on the outside. Anytime that somebody wants to make a siege, the Singing Rampart is where everyone gathers. The thing is, though, is that the Singing Rampart is not the city walls. It is an area almost miles away from the city walls. However, because of the height and its odd capacity to elongate the range of projectiles, that it is used as the main location for ballistae, the use of siege weaponry. From here, entire salvos whistling through the air just go and crash down. From here, Lordly Hal reaches out with the hammer of Ukko and slams and kills all the enemies that would dare invade. If you were to believe it, Meridian's Patroclus the Signite is the person who made it. But it doesn't matter. It's Hull's. It is the relic of Hull, and it is what will keep Hull up. Similarly, all the other 5 free cities have a similar relic of its sort. In the case of Meridian, it is a living person, the person I just spoke of, Patroclus the Signite. In the case of Winter Knight, it is actually going to be more of a paladinic order. They are known as the Order of the White Witch, something of a leftover from when one of my characters was actually a warlock of the Lady of the White Well, who became a Winter Knight warrior, someone who was working to defend the land of Winter Knight. And in fact, it's one of the reasons why Winter Knight is called Winter Knight. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my time with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you loved it. I hope. But in all cases, guys, thanks very much for listening. What I will say, guys, is that rather than giving you guys onto a YouTube, I will actually point you at a book. The thing that I'm reading right now is called The Founding, which is based on Warhammer 40k and its franchises, and it is about the Gaunt's ghosts. It's the first one, and I got the second one recently, and I'm going to be reading through it because it is really fun listening to how they're kind of like Dirty Dozen mixed in with MASH, but also with this incredibly pitch black sense of just Scottish cynicism that just oozes off all the pages. So yeah, guys, I will hear from you or see you tomorrow. Ciao.